We'd have to build a Chinese food restaurant and put both our giant dragons in front of it.
That sounds like a great idea, and we'll call it Fin Fang Food.
Perfect.
So, how you been?
I'm all right. I'm exceptionally good right now because you and I are recording an episode of Two Guys Talking Toys.
Number 35. This would be in human years. It'd be having a midlife crisis and possibly raising 2 kids.
Right, which would bring about crisis. We're coming up on 52. We're gonna have to come up with something good for the year.
Oh yeah, that's true. We'll just do 52, and the
Right.
lack of and the toy line or kind of lack thereof.
The lack thereof, right? Because we didn't get a good question or huntress out of that.
Or just like a whole on dark side club.
Right on.
I would buy some of those. That'd be nice. So
Yeah.
So
did you get anything new?
I did. In fact, we're gonna continue on our tradition of me getting stuff and not knowing what it was that I got.
Me getting stuff.
Getting all kinds of stuff. Well, this came in the mail, and I have an idea of what line it's from, but I'm not sure exactly who it is because I purchased a lot of things because I have kind of like a small well of eBay money that I mess around with. So I'll sell a couple of things that are really aren't that consequential. And then that money sits around, and like I said, I've been playing roulette with this discount seller that I found. So sometimes I get what I want, and sometimes I don't. And then if I don't, then I just return it, and then that money comes back, and then I just spend that on other stuff. Oh, hey,
a pretty good system.
So this is
nice.
The new Miles. This is you know what? I wasn't sure if I wanted this at first. When it first popped up,
Really? Because you're a big Miles fan.
Yeah, I do love the character, and I've got a bunch of him, and then they get me with the camouflage and the Venom Sting version of him every single time. I'll get every single version of that comes out. It doesn't matter if it's like if they just pop it out in the same packaging or I'm sorry, different packaging, same figure, I'll probably still get it. But this popped up, and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of neat. I like the way the red and the black are laid out, and that it's like a kind of a mini hoodie. But I wasn't quite sure how.
Cool.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how the articulation works because the hoodie's just kind of like a cone over the torso, but the face mask is really cool. Like I like this design a lot. Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Good get. Go me. Good job, me. So that is what I got. But what did you find? If you have found anything,
I picked up. I have found stuff. Well, actually, I had something in my pile of loot, but then I found it at Target for cheaper, so I purchased it and then sent it out of my pile of loot, who's been unpiled, and that's the Gargoyles, Angela.
I have a love-hate relationship with that character. I liked her when she was introduced, and then the longer she stuck around, the more annoying she kind of felt.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you mention it, you're kind of right. She just got her naivete was kind of annoying after a while.
Yeah, like I
the figure is great.
Figure looks really good.
And the metal bracelets and earrings, those little details are awesome.
Now, how many faceplates does she have?
2. This one,
okay,
where she looks pleasant, and then she has the growly, mean face. You know, when she gets angry and somebody hits Goliath, she does that. But her little dew claws in the back are remarkably sharp. When I was taking it out of the package, one poked me, and I was like, "Ow!" Like it felt like a thorn bush. It is.
She can properly defend herself.
Yeah, these right here, they're pretty sharp.
Wow,
Good job, NECA, for making something so dangerous.
She did her daddy proud.
Yeah, and then they made little baby. little baby gargoyle.
I love the baby gargoyles. Now,
Yeah, and it's articulated well.
Are the wings articulated as?
Yeah, they go back and then they swivel.
I love that they're not just like the plug in and then they just move up and down. That they can swivel and you can actually like fold them in, fold them back, and animate them. That's so cool.
And then they come with the egg.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, if you put these back like this and then the hands straight down, this guy will fit inside the egg.
I love that they fit in the egg.
It's phenomenal.
Is the egg like rubbery?
No, it's a hard plastic, yeah, and it just comes apart. It's got the thing.
Huh.
Yeah, it's good, and it looks like a dinosaur egg.
That's super cool. They need
and props to them who lay these eggs. Because that's a rough border.
That's a lot of post-labor exercise to get your figure back after passing one of those. And for all the screaming and yelling that Goliath does when he's mad, like in the intro, he's not passing an egg. I'm sure Damona's like, relax, guys. You know what I had to do to create our daughter? Take it easy, big guy.
And this is another example of, like, you always talk about sending your plunderlings up with the gargoyles. So, like, this could be the baby and then the plunderling as the adolescent.
Those should absolutely be hanging out with plunderlings.
That's so well.
That's so cool. You know what? I was wondering what the scale of the infant was, but putting it next to a plunderling really puts it into perspective. The articulation is that much more impressive. Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's tiny.
NECA.
It looks good. It looks great with the plunderling, though.
NECA needs to make a multicolored multi-pack of gargoyle babies. Just recolor the body, swap the head out, give us the little underbite gremlin kind of style, give us the more kind of a beak style like Brooklyn, and release them during Easter.
Yes, with a Cadbury cream egg.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, the Cadbury cream goyle. I'm sure Goliath ran into one of those during that quest when they were on the raft for like 72 episodes.
I love that. Yeah, that was a long time, but I did love that quest.
I liked just seeing it. I liked there being an excuse for the design guy to use all the gargoyles they came up with ever.
Yeah, and to literally put Goliath as a knight errant and just have him running around.
If we don't get that really cool winged serpent gargoyle, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, I know. Man, that guy was King cool. Arthur. Are we gonna get the wizards?
I don't care about any of those guys. I want all the gargoyles. I want the cat gargoyles. Finish off the clones because they're just the simplest repaints. Give us the gargoyles they met in ancient Japan. Get on it, NECA. Really dragging your feet with this line.
They really, really are. Like, we've got what? I don't know, eight characters.
I feel like a full wave of Ninja Turtle figures and characters comes out between each individual gargoyle release.
You're absolutely correct.
Scale it back and push it forward.
I also picked up for $3 whole, Tom, 3 ducats at Savers, which is for those who don't know, this thrift store, local horrible movie thing.
It's the Thing. He's $3. That is definitely worth exactly $3. And I want to say that it's always only been worth $3.
Right. When he came out retail, this was what, 25 or something?
He looks as annoyed as Michael Chiklis did when he saw the final result of the movies, and he was like, "Oh, come on!" These were better when I was filming.
Is this this is the Chiklis one? This isn't the second one, yeah.
Yeah, that is not the fan 4-stick or whatever they were trying to label it as. All those wound up in a landfill.
And his little hand here, he's like, just give me a good movie.
But why? He needs 2 open hands so he can do the whole. But why?
Right. Why?
I don't understand. Why am I in this movie with Jessica Alba? I get it. She's very attractive.
Right. And then his other question is, how did I lose a finger? in this transformation.
Don't understand. They all just they just mush together into a single digit. That's the most horrifying part of being
he's got the articulated wrist, but he's like, look,
why am
I only have 4 fingers?
Why am I the Simpsons? I don't understand.
Yeah,
he
so
kind of looks like Homer. He kind of look at his head.
He does. Yeah, he kind of does. This face.
Little bit of rock Homer going on.
This is the face that happens right after dope. Yep. So today is Batman Day. Did you know that?
I did not know it was Batman Day. Oh, and you're wearing a Flash hat. How could you?
I know. I had a Batman shirt on earlier, but
you know what? Batman carried the Flash movie, so let's get nuts.
He did absolutely carry that movie.
It's my catchphrase. Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Want to get nuts?
let's go. Let's do it.
With that in mind, that it's Batman Day, and also reflecting on our relationship, where I usually stumble mindlessly and irresponsibly into some sort of trap, and then you always come fly in and save the day, and I am your sidekick in that way. I would like to talk about sidekicks, because Robin is obviously the first thing that pops into mind when you say sidekick. Like everybody says, oh, Batman and Robin, right? He's the most famous sidekick of all. And not to break into like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song, but
he's had a lot of Robins. You may be able to fill up the song with all sidekicks.
You're right. I'm gonna write that tonight. I'm gonna write it. We're on this. God, there have been a lot of them. Number of sidekicks aside, I want to talk about sidekicks. There have been some cool sidekicks that we've never gotten toys of. Now we've gotten plenty of Robin, and the Batman family has been covered pretty well. We've got, Batgirl and all the Robins, and the number of them.
Yeah, I think we've gotten McFarlane. I think has really jumped on a bunch.
McFarlane's
a bunch of those. Yeah. We've gotten like Damian. We've gotten numerous types of Damian. Has he done Red Robin yet? I don't remember offhand if he's had a chance to make him.
No, he hasn't. So he's second. He hasn't done Alfred yet either.
That's true. Now, would Alfred count as a sidekick? Like he's there, but does he?
He's you know what? Batman has so many sidekicks. I think Alfred is the babysitter.
That is true
for his bat brood.
That's a valid point, because he usually kind of wrangles them in, gives them a good talking to when he needs to.
There's that finger wag. Yep.
Yeah, there's that moment where Batman is real mad at Dick for going against his orders, and he gets either like shot or really banged up from it, and Batman's going in to like lay into him, and Alfred stops him, and he's like, no.
Right. And Alfred's like, they're just kids, and Batman's like, no, they're soldiers. Right?
He's like, you need help. He's like, I know, that's why I hired them. Oh, you're not getting it, Bats.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a pretty, I feel like there have been a large number of toy representations of certain sidekicks and not others. Like I don't know, how many figures does Speedy have? Maybe I'm completely off base with
right. He has the Teen Titans Go one, which is silly. He's got the Young Justice one, and then I think maybe one other one. Not a lot. Yeah. Aqualad doesn't have a lot. There's one recent come out, and the Young Justice one, and then there were a couple. There was one or two like DC ones. There was like when he had the blue outfit, he was going by a different name, Tempest.
Oh yeah.
And so it was one of those, and but we don't have many Wonder Girls.
A lot of the Wonder Woman
Kid Flash. We've got a couple of Kid Flash, but not many. There was the one from Kingdom Come was the first one I remember getting, and then there's the other ones. But we never got like we haven't seen a lot of like the non-superhero guys like Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, that's true. I honestly I can't think offhand of a Jimmy Olsen figure that has popped up. Maybe in DC Direct.
That's just
Did
maybe
they
DC
make
because
one?
I know I got the Perry White from
Okay.
DC Direct, and he has
Mhm.
that old school look, right? So
Yeah,
there may have been a Jimmy, but we haven't even gotten a lot of Lois Lane.
that's true. I think we got like
And
the one from
I think
Unlimited. There's been
yeah,
there hasn't been one in the main line. I want to say there may have been one in the Superman animated series, but don't quote me
yeah.
on
And
that.
there was a direct, and then they had the figure where she had superpowers for. Remember back in
Oh yeah,
they made the figure with
yeah.
the big collar and that
Mhm.
nonsense. Um, but you know, we need to have a show where we talk about love interest toys because Marvel did do
That is
the
true.
2-packs, right? They
You know
did
what? Yeah,
Cyclops and Jean Grey. Yeah,
Marvel's pretty on top of that. We've gotten like the Marvel Jean Grey 2-pack. There's at least I want to say by now 3 different Spider-Man Mary Jane two
right.
packs
And you
because there
could do
was
like 6 2-packs with Wolverine.
just sticking with pretty much any female
Right.
character, and there you go.
Yeah.
And doesn't have to be a romantic 2-pack. You stick them with getting back to sidekicks, sticking with Jubilee. You're set.
Yeah. You know, Jubilee was his sidekick kind of in the a little while in the thing, and then like Kitty Pryde kind of was a sidekick to him.
Actually, she predated Jubilee in that
Yeah.
role for a little bit because she was the
Right.
focus
The
of Days
Jubilee
of
was
Future
more like
Past.
the animated series and first, but
Yeah.
Shadowcat was kind of his sidekick early on. Sort of like how Anna Paquin's Rogue was written in the
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
That was sort of, you know, the role Shadowcat kind of played to him,
Mhm.
kind of gave him a little bit of heart. Kind of like what Robin did to Batman, but just not as extreme, right? Um,
I've always loved, and this is more, I guess, more comic book talk than toy talk, but I've always loved that DC had some sort of miniature clone version of all their heroes. And
right.
there was like the mini Superman and the mini young Wonder Woman and what like all that. And in Marvel, I don't. I know there is an official reason why, but I love that the story reason why there is no like Spider Boy. I mean, now there is, but there was no
Right.
Spider Boy or Fantastic Boy or anything like that. They all point to Bucky. There's always that
Right.
moment where they're like, "How?" I feel like this has to come up in comics where they're like, "How come there's no Spider Boy?" And it's like, remember what happened to Bucky? And everyone gets
Yeah.
quiet and serious
But
for like a minute.
that
But
has been brought up. Yeah.
I do love that that was the approach that they took to why there aren't a bunch of teenage sidekicks running around in
Right.
legitimately dangerous situations.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And Bucky is another sidekick, which was
Mhm.
very Robin-esque
Yeah,
in the original indoctrination.
yeah,
But we don't have a lot of Bucky figures. There's one really lanky, skinny looking one that I didn't
yeah.
like at all. And then we got a halfway decent
There's
one, but that's only on ones I can recall. There may have
yeah,
been like a little one, the 4-inch line, it may have been one, but
yeah, which is interesting because there's a ton of Winter Soldier figures.
yeah.
There's
Why
a
isn't
lot
there a
of
2-pack?
you would think like evolution of a hero, and then you just you
Yeah.
set them up like that, and they love retelling the Bucky story. Like there's
Yeah.
in both like the animation, the comics, there's and they tweak Bucky just a little bit in each one, and then there's of course there's the movie version where he's already grown. Uh, but yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to have an actual Bucky action figure because they've gotten better with the variety of body types, and we now have like we have this the smaller kind of more slight build for like Miles. Uh,
Right.
like I'm a little surprised that we haven't because they've proven that they can skew younger and do a
Mhm.
smaller type of buck. So I'm a little surprised we haven't seen
You know, I like
one
your
for him yet.
evolution of the hero idea. Like, why don't we have a skinny Steve Rogers and then Captain
Oh, that would
America?
be awesome because they're and they're doing a. I don't think he's. Oh, wait, is he young Steve Rogers? There's an upcoming What If Marvel Legends line where the build a figure is the What If version of the Hydra Stomper, but the
Right.
top portion opens and you get like skinny Steve. I would.
Ah,
It'd be awesome if there was a like if he was a full on figure that came with it. In fact, I'm going to be completely ridiculous right now and say that the build a figure should be in fact 2 different figures where you get the Hydra Stomper that
mhm.
has like the body of Steve Rogers in the chest portion, but also Give us Steve Rogers. Give us like skinny
Just
Steve.
give the legs where you could pop them
Yeah.
out, pop the half out, and then put the butt on the
Or
legs.
or everyone gets two different parts. You get like skinny Steve arm and a Hydra Stomper arm, and that way you can decide. Do you want to pop the head off and put it on skinny Steve, or do you want to pop the head off and put it on the main Hydra Stomper? And if you don't want to do that, make a troop builder for that wave, and then package Steve's head with it. So that way you can build two.
Yeah, I like it. Get on it, Tom.
I totally run a multi-million-dollar company, so they should listen to me.
I do like I did like the reversal in the movie where in the beginning Steve Rogers was the sidekick to Bucky.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did like that reversal. That didn't happen in comic books. But then like speaking along the lines of Jimmy Olsen, like we never got a Rick Jones.
Oh, that's true. Well, I kind of wonder if that's in the pipeline, because we now have that 2-pack with the Hulk and Bruce Banner. So if they seem to be a lot more willing to do just standard human characters. Like we're getting Aunt May from the animated series, but come on, Marvel, come on, Hasbro, give us that living mummy Aunt May from the comics. I know she's may not be the prettiest thing to look at, but you sold a Build-A-Figure bear. You can sell an elderly lady. Same thing with Madam Web. Like you can do more of a standard looking average human character now, and I think people would be into that because they've hit a lot of their major like A+ characters. We've hit. Not everybody. There's still just tons of people that they can make, but there's a lot of like maybe like not super remarkable characters that fill out Marvel. Like Robbie from the Daily Planet, not Daily Planet, sorry, Daily Bugle. Make him like that'd be cool.
Right. We got J.J. Jameson.
Yep. I'm trying to think of more sidekick characters. Everyone has either gotten one or become one, or you've got like.
Well, there are plenty. You know what I love that in the '89 Batman series, the best figure in the line was because villains have sidekicks too. I mean, the Joker has Harley Quinn, right? And in the movie, the Joker had Bob the Goon.
Bob the Goon,
and they made a great figure of Bob the Goon
with the karate chop action.
I want to see McFarlane redo Bob the Goon to go, because he's doing the '89 Batman, right? Like I want to see Bob the Goon, or a Jack Nicholson Joker would be great, but I want to see Bob the Goon.
Not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed, and spoilers for the Flash. Bob the Goon is not in the Flash, but man, would that have been fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what shows up out of nowhere?
What other villains? Like there are villains that have henchmen, right? That they butcher up, but what other villain has a sidekick? I feel like there got to be more besides Harley Quinn and the Joker.
I don't know if Starscream counts as a sidekick.
Well, yeah.
He gets kind of treated like one, but he really doesn't want to be one.
Right. Usually it's the second in command is the sidekick. But like Lion-O had Snarf. Mumra didn't have any kind of sidekick there. Speaking of Bob's,
his was more Mom Mutt. So he had more of like an animal companion as opposed to a sidekick.
Yeah, we can talk about animal companions too, because I think that's awesome. But speaking of Bob's, are we going to get Bob the Hydra agent that that Deadpool made into a sidekick for himself through torture?
I think we are actually. If it hasn't already come out, it's going to be. I think there actually is a Deadpool Bob the Hydra Agent 2-pack that they're working on. Which that's
awesome.
Now, how we get Bob the Hydra Agent before Titania, beyond me. I don't understand. But yeah, like that's actually that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's funny. And then we got other like I guess like Hit Girl. We got a Hit Girl figure, and now we're not going to get any more of her, but she was a good sidekick. And then there are those characters that were quasi sidekicks, like we talked about Alfred being the babysitter, but like I'm thinking like Dum Dum Dugan was kind of a sidekick to Nick Fury, but again he was like his
kind of his right-hand man.
Yeah, kind of his
kind of his
second man. And then, you know, that kitty pride. But I like that you brought up animal sidekicks.
Those are kind of more my cup of tea, because if you stick someone on like a steed that also kind of doubled as an animal companion, like Battle Cat. Battle Cat's almost like the perfect steed, both sidekick, companion, like that was such a staple of the 80s. And they added to the the playability of the toy line. You know, it was kind of neat. You would have, you know, Robin also up the playability of Batman, but you know, you think of He-Man and you immediately think of him running and, you know, jumping on top of Battle Cat and riding off to fight Skeletor, who had Panther.
But Panther didn't have a character like Battle Cat did.
Yeah, his character was back off. I think, and I liked that it carried over to She-Ra when she came out. You had Swiftwind, right? And those mimicked the duality of the main character. Like, I like that Battle Cat was Cringer, and there was never an episode where someone was sitting around and they're like, "How come we've never seen Battle Cat and Cringer in the same place?" Like, no one cared about that. Color? No one, yeah, we don't know, especially in the 80s, because we didn't see any. They didn't expand on where he came from until later on in different like comics or whatever. There were no other green, white, orange striped tigers wandering around. No one thought to ask. Hey, so He-Man, you maybe Battle Cat can like hang out with Cringer and give him some lessons on being brave, and He-Man would throw his head back and be like, no.
Yeah. You know who's got a bunch of animals in their history? The Super Girl and Superman. Like, Supergirl has Comet, the super duper horse, and then there's
Super Horse.
And then there's
who do you think will be made first? The Super Horse or the Spider Horse from Spider-Verse? Who's getting a toy first? Because McFarlane's already got the Build-A-Figure horse. He's already halfway there.
He already got the Spider T-Rex, so he's got one ahead.
Oh, you know what? If we're going off of that, I kind of have to give it to McFarlane, because that Spider T-Rex is so disappointing.
Yeah,
makes me sad. Way too expensive.
But not only did they have Comet the Super Horse, there's Crypto, right?
Yes.
And then there was Beppo the monkey, right? Wasn't there?
That's right. There was a super monkey.
And then there was Streak or Streaky, like the super cat.
Streaky the cat. Which made Crypto the Super Dog was one of the best cartoons that I've ever seen. It was hands down so much fun. Like, just silly, goofy, lighthearted fun. And that was where I became more familiar with the super animals. But yeah, if you want to sell me on a toy line, give the characters like an animal companion. If they're close, if they talk, if the animal companion is like Brave Star, where his horse can stand upright and just walk around like a dude, I'm there. Robin Toys is on this.
BoJack Horseman.
Yeah. Robin Toys is on this. They're doing a not Brave Star, and they're doing a not, I forgot his name, not Brave Star's horse that seems to be able to stand up on two legs. It looks great.
What was his horse's name? I can't
remember. Couldn't tell.
Dale would know. After this episode, Dale's going to comment because he's a big Brave Star fan.
I'm sorry, Dale. I failed you.
Dale's going to comment on that. He'll tell us. He's on it. You know, like Lobo has Dog.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's cool. I want to say Dog and Lockjaw have a fight. Like, that would be pretty cool.
How have we not gotten in Marvel Legends the most beloved Inhuman in the entirety of the Marvel universe? Everyone loves Lockjaw. And now they've expanded his lore. Like in some of the more recent Thor comics, I love that Beta Ray Bill has recollections of him and Lockjaw going off and having adventures.
Yeah, that's so good.
Give me perfect. I mean, the Marvel Select version of Beta Ray Bill is perfect. So just give me a Lockjaw now. I don't need any of the other Inhumans. I don't care. Give me Lockjaw. What a great character. He's just fun.
Yeah, and speaking of locks, like Lockheed, we got the little
Lockheed is also great. And I would like to see a better version, or a more improved version of him. I like the little one that comes with Kitty, but
right, but it's just that little one, just barely articulated.
Yeah. Does he increase in size at some point? I don't remember.
I think
I
they
could be
always said that he
mistaken.
was little, but in
Mhm.
his dimension or wherever he's from,
Yeah.
they're respected. They're a species of regard, but they're
Tier
little.
tier
Yeah.
3 of the Fin Fang Foom HasLab. Tier
Yes.
1, Dragon Man. Tier
Tier
2,
three,
Lockheed.
Lockheed. Yep.
Tier 3, Devil Dinosaur. Oh, people would be so mad.
Yeah.
People would be so
That'd
upset.
be crazy. Let's see who else has pets. Oh, Harley has her hyenas. I don't
That's
remember their
true.
names, but she does have her hyenas.
Did she name them after the Three Stooges?
I think there
Remember
were
offhand.
only two, but I
Ah,
don't
okay.
I don't remember. Let's see who else. Oh, behind me we have Avenger and Gleek and
Oh, yeah, that's
Dino
true.
Mutt, right? Zan and Jace had Gleek, that monkey with the invisible. That was
And
cool.
they all recently got figures, didn't they? Didn't they? Because there was a
Yeah,
Scooby Doo line that had. Oh, or was that Blue Falcon?
that was Blue Falcon. That was Blue Falcon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been a new Dino Mutt figure in a long time.
Well,
Which
no,
is
the
too bad.
Scoob movie gave us Dino Mutt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
that's the most recent one. And looking at Avenger with Birdman here, like what's his name? Falcon had Red Wing,
Mhm.
the bird.
Did they? I'm trying to think if they ever wound up releasing a bird style figure uh in Marvel Legends, because
No,
there's
well,
a
the
more
MCU they
classic.
changed them. They changed them
Yeah,
into like
there's that drone thing.
yeah.
Uh, who is
But
the who
the
is the?
original Falcon Marvel Legends came with Red
Mhm.
Wing,
Yes.
and the Avengers cartoon, not the later one, but the early one that had the line
Mhm.
of figures that's had some of them goofy,
Mhm.
had Red Wing with magnets that stuck to Falcon's arm.
Oh, that's really cool. Now,
Yeah.
who is? I always forget his name. Who is the Native American character from GI Joe? Because he has a
Oh,
figure in classics that comes with the eagle.
Spirit. Yeah, Spirit.
Yes, I love that, and it's part of the reason why I always get the Snake Eyes deluxe packages, because
Because of
he comes with
Timber.
the yes,
Because of Timber. There
and
were
the
a lot
repaint
of
that looks great.
cool GI Joe animals. Spearhead came with a bobcat, Mutt
Mhm.
and Junkyard, Law and
Oh
Order.
yeah.
Crocmaster came with the little alligator.
Mhm.
One of the one of the villains came with a vulture. I can't remember. I think it's Voltar was his name. Came with a
Mhm.
vulture. Yeah, there were a lot of GI Joe figures that came with cool animals.
Yeah, you give me an animal companion, and I apologize if we're derailing into just full on which we should do a full on episode of, with
Oh,
just like steeds and animals. If you give me a line that's got animal companions or animals that they're running around on, I'm there. Like sectors, I'm there 100%, because give me insect companions. They look great.
right. And you know what? I just saw the new Aquaman, the McFarlane Aquaman movie.
Holy
Has
cow, that
the
storm!
seahorse.
Storm looks amazing.
Yes.
I will be getting it. I wanted the sharks from
Yeah.
the first movie.
I passed and then I regretted it.
Yep. I was like, where am I gonna put these sharks? What am I doing? I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
anything with these sharks. But I still kind of regret
It
not
looks
getting them.
amazing. Like I have no interest in, like I want Black Manta and I want Storm and I want the orange Aquaman to sit on him. But that's fantastic.
So here's a question. Thundar. Are
Yes. Let's
are
talk about Thundar.
are Ukla and Princess Ariel sidekicks, or
No,
like
they're more like
companions?
teammates. But like Ukla walks, and I'm about to become not politically correct in regards to Ukla and Chewbacca. I think they walk the fine line of both sidekick and pet.
Yeah, it gets a
Because
little weird, because
Han actually pets Chewbacca sometimes.
it gets a little weird. Like, and it always leads to that question, like in Thundercats, if Lion-O were to ride around on Snow Meow, is that weird? Does that get weird? Is that whole goofy Pluto kind of dynamic where you're like, is this just an evolved version of you?
Right.
Are you? Is this
Yeah.
your companion? Is it
Is it
strange? Is it weird?
some kind of throwback? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I think they're more like teammates because they help Thundar out as much
Mhm.
as Thundar helps them out. Like in physical battle, Thundar is usually saving Ariel, right?
Yeah.
But like Ariel is his sort of, you know, life coach, kind of keeps him along those lines there.
So and veering off into almost like a completely different direction. War Machine.
Great. War Machine's kind of like was a sidekick.
Like he's come into his own in much the same way that, he wasn't like the fresh-faced, naive newbie that Robin was working with Batman, but they both kind of evolved into their own character, where eventually Robin split off from Batman and became Nightwing. War Machine, I liked that he started off just straight up replacing Iron Man, and then getting his own suit and that kind of becoming his own thing. I like when a character that starts off as the sidekick evolves. Like how Kid Flash became the Flash. And seeing that in toy form, like I could always do for some more War Machine action figures. There was a period of time where they were, I don't remember the storyline for it, but War Machine was, or Rhodey was in charge of, it was something was going on with the mutants, and they had Sentinels designed to look like Iron Man suits. So they were just giant Iron Man suits, but they were stationed outside of the X Mansion, and it was real awkward. It was real weird for everybody involved. But the design of those were really cool, and I would love to see some action figures based on those.
You know what else would have been cool, like sidekicky action figures in the Batman animated series? The Penguin had those two red outfitted like kabuki mask.
Oh yeah,
women who were had the claws.
And
you never got a backstory, but
you didn't know what they were.
But they were pretty awesome. Like I would have liked to have figures of those.
Would those be considered sidekicks
or henchmen?
Were they human? They were humanoid.
They didn't really interact in such a way to be sidekicks. Yeah, it's hard with the villains because some of them had sidekicks. Like obviously Harley Quinn was a sidekick, but among other things. But it's hard to tell like who's like the general, like who's just their general and who's a sidekick.
And sometimes it would change from episode to episode, like Baby Doll.
Right.
Got her own episode by herself, and then later on,
which was a great, I believe, Emmy-winning episode.
Oh, so hard hitting. So many of those episodes, just it was weird caring about a villain because it was so rare. Yeah, we spent the 80s where people just wanted to take over the world for no reason, and here came Batman the Animated Series that gave these people backstories and made them into real people with real issues.
The other episode with her and Killer Croc, which also was heartbreaking.
Yeah, so in that episode, she's kind of the sidekick. Even if that was not what her intention was, but I don't think I don't know if we've gotten an action figure of her.
The 6-inch animated series line had her come with Killer Croc.
That's great. Oh, kind of sad, but that is great. So jumping again, did Gargoyles have characters that you would consider to be a sidekick?
Well, I definitely would consider, like, there was definitely the dog aspect of
Bronx was definitely
was sort of an animal sidekick. The dude that worked for Xanatos.
Oh yeah, Owen,
who had the rock hand. Owen, he's certainly a sidekick.
So spoilers for Gargoyles. He turns out to be like the imp, the magical imp character, the Miltipsicplix of Gargoyles, if you will. Which I always thought was kind of cool that they made and I hope NECA does this, where they make a figure of Owen that they do in fact give him the stone hand, because that episode is so cool where he's like, "Hey Owen, test this out," and he just does it.
He just does it. Like, that's the worst that can happen. I'm gonna turn it so. Yeah.
So, all right. So, listeners and watchers and viewers and subscribers, if you've got a stone hand, or if you can figure out a reason that you would want a stone hand, let us know. There's a guy with a stone hand. Get a hold of us on Twitter. Our handle is 2 Guys Talking Toys. That is the number 2, no G after the talking. Get a hold of us through Gmail. That is 2 Guys Talking Toys. The number 2, no G after the talking. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. Leave us a comment. Leave us some feedback. Take care.
I'm proud to be your sidekick, Tom.
I promise I won't let you die in an explosion caused by an angry clown.
I can do the explosion. Just keep the crowbar off of me for a while.